Okay. Broadcast has started again. Let's go to the YouTube channel. And go to my channel. Aha! We are live now.
Is it better than this?
Look at us.
Well, I'm trying. I still don't see me. Am I there? Aha! I'm watching the lag.
Yeah. No, watching the lag is good. That's what you're supposed to do.
I got a cough drop.
Cough drop. Okay. Yay! Do you see me?
Yeah. How am I supposed to watch the lag? It's like a bad kung fu movie. Kill her mother.
Yay! I wonder if there's a way to Hangouts live both cameras.
Yeah, it kind of keeps flipping back and forth, which is just a little weird.
Screen, hang on.
Jen, you're such a rock star. Kate's all like, we're gonna get like hundreds of followers. We got Krim. Which she counts as like 1,000.
Hey, got to start somewhere, right?
Quality over quantity. We start with quality. We got creme fresh.
Mm-hmm.
BFF. Part of the Oxford comma crew. Writer gang signs.
Boom. All right, I am continuing to research this. Hangouts split screen.
Oops, that's wrong, YouTube. What the heck? Where'd my YouTube go? Poor Krim. We love you.
Hey, you know, I have been entertaining her quite a bit.
In your own mind. She's sweet to let you think that. Okay, I'm going to go take Sudafed. I will be right back.
All right, you do that.
If anything goes boom, it's just the meth lab.
She says meth lab, but we all know. All right. I wonder if maybe it is edit live control. This would be fun.
If it's what?
Hang on. I am trying to see if there's a way to do this. Okay. Well, all right. I think I know what I need to do. I need to set up.
Yeah, because I don't understand why it's like randomly flipping back and forth.
It's activated.
It's what?
It's voice activated.
Oh. No, Jen, I live in Texas. We had a cold front. It dropped 20 degrees and brought in God only knows what on the air. It's Texas.
All right, advanced settings. We're going to do low latency. English.
Yeah, top activated for sure. I took Sudafed.
Good. Ingestion settings. Why do
What?
they call it like
Ingestion?
ingestion settings?
Digestion. Indigestion settings.
Yeah, no, they have ingestion settings.
Did Google buy YouTube?
This is supposed to be a lot easier than it is. Setting up a multi-camera event. Yes.
She's getting back for the Western.
On the ingestion settings tab, add a camera. Once we get this going, we're definitely going to we're going to be able to like get more people watching, but
yeah. It's gonna be totally fun once we figure out what the hell we're doing.
Hey, you know, this is interesting. We're learning as we go, right? You got to jump in.
Like free classes forever for sitting through this. Sorry. Maybe by the time you figure it out, the Sudafed will kick in.
There you go. Okay. Create event. That's supposed to do that. And now that should take me to ingestion settings. Right. Add a camera. They don't have an encoder. What the hell? What is this?
So Reynolds and Lamb's entire ride-in for the first day of NaNoWriMo is like, how the hell do I add a camera? Why do they call it ingestion settings? That don't make no sense.
All right.
Jen, you and I are going to have to keep the comedy going because
we're
over here is just looking constipated. She needs these glasses. And she can go, shh. nabbit.
Dag nabbit.
I'm from the Bible Belt. Go away.
Uh-huh.
Dude, you keep it up. I'm going to pray over this YouTube in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Whatever devil
we might need
and principality is over this channel, I bind you.
The power of Christ compels you.
Exactly. You're up in the Northeast. You've seen The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Though I'm supposed to have 2. See, Jen's in with me. We're cool. No, when you're from the South, you watch Exorcist movies and you just treat them like football games. You're like, what are you? No. You don't call the demon out. You got to have someone with you. Because it says in the Bible, when 2 or more pray together, you don't go in alone. And you got a demon in the house and you call in the Catholic Church. No, you call the Baptists or the Pentecostals because they come get the demon out and they bring casserole.
Yeah, no, the food is a good idea.
See, Jen's got me right there. She knows. 2 or more. You can't pray alone. You can't pray a demon out by yourself. I did this hair this morning. I know that.
Live control room. Okay. This is interesting. Great highlight. No, I don't want to do that.
I don't know if Jennifer's fully Southern because I've even got Spawn doing it. Like, we're watching It yesterday. He's like, why are they trying to hit the clown with weapons? The weapons of our warfare are not of this world. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. I'm like, you go.
Oh my God.
Dude, Dr. Strange figured that out. Come on. So
yeah, I know.
Cool if it's Buddhism, but it's just
it's funny because my mom, when sorry, hang on, hold please.
Well, Dan, are you Southern? I mean, I'm Texan. We're just kind of the stepchild of the U.S. Just because we think that the whole country's Texas and her 49 colonies. Memphis. What's wrong with being Southern? You're from Memphis. That's at least cool. Cleveland's kind of weird, but give her street cred. I'm from Ohio.
Midwest represent.
It's okay, baby. From what I understand, everybody born in Memphis, even if they live there, has no memory of it. Even while they're there. It's a party town. Your New York accent. Goes for being a writer. We gotta talk shit. There's 4 watching now. It's my mother. Oh no. Nah, it wouldn't be my mother. She couldn't figure it out. My mother'd be like, good morning. I was hearing you were talking about New York this morning. Doing it all wrong. I was having coffee and praying for your soul. The one that's going to hell. Because you never call your mother. Yeah, but Jen, aren't you up in DC area or something?
be on the article. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a mom from New York. I was born in Texas, and my husband's from LA. So people hear me present, and they're like, "Where are you from?" I don't know. And it depends on my accent. Like the more relaxed and chill I am, the more texting comes out.
Uh-huh.
I start getting pissed off, and all of a sudden I'm talking like this. Really? You want to go there? Like really? Your dad's from Kentucky. I don't know why that's funny, other than it's 8:46 in the morning after Halloween.
No, I don't want audio aspects. I want to do.
See, women remember everything. So, hubby, we're on the Carnival cruise. A lot of it I had to work, so they saw movies and had fun I did not get to experience. Anyway, he's like, "You got to see this Dracula movie. It's amazing. We got to watch it on Halloween. I've never seen it done like this." So yesterday I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, buy it. It's probably on sale, Halloween, right?" Fits in. I'm like, "Dude, we've seen this before." "No, we haven't." Yeah, we have. He's like, "Well, should I not have bought it?" I'm like, "Dude, it's horror. You're cool." Because those are like the only movies I buy. Like the whole collection's horror. We watch them after church on Sunday. Dude, you think I'm lying? That I'm lying? Well, I'm not lying. Spawn saw The Shining Easter for last. This Easter was the old It. Yesterday, he saw the new It.
What did he think?
That they were dumb because they should have been using scripture and Jesus' name to fight it. I was like, exactly. We use everything for a scripture lesson. I'm like, that is the enemy. Look, he's going to work on your fears. He's going to use your fears, but he's only powerful as long as you're afraid. So Spawn's like me. We watch possession movies. He's like, "You're doing it wrong." That's freaking awesome. You have amazing neighbors, Jennifer. Did you see that? Somebody left red balloons at the sewer grate ever in her neighborhood. Probably someone from Cleveland. It's probably Jen. She's like, someone. I've got to find a yellow slicker for Spawn's Halloween costume next year. Hashtag scarred for life.
This is supposed to be.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get this going because. Whoa. I'm going to stop that for a second. That was crazy. All right. Come on. I can do this.
She's making it look like she's throwing me through a portal or something. A power trip.
Possibly. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop that. That looks a little weird. That was crazy. That was crazy.
I wish y'all could appreciate exactly how much makeup I have on, and I still look whiter than a paper plate in a snowstorm.
Well, you know,
I was trying to put on a light, but I think that one's dying.
let me just see what this does. I wonder. Hmm,
Where's the light?
I am messing with
I
stuff.
saw the light.
Ooh, that looks pretty funky.
What?
Too late.
But
Hashtag too late.
this is why Cait has never been invited on the TARDIS. She'd break it. She only gets
No.
invited on the retardis.
Look. Whatever. Whatever.
Just in my defense, I'm an 80s child. We were not sensitive. Oh, shoot. Oh. I need more light. I'm not even going to ask Sean because he's like, brains. He's pretty much that way till like noon. He's one of them weird people, like the time of day everyone else needs a nap. He's like, hey, you want to ride bikes?
Yeah, no.
In that middle of the day when everybody else is like, I need a nap, and they got drool. He's like, I like red. You like red? Let's play Monopoly and ride bikes.
Oh, I wonder if I did something.
You wonder if you did something? Yeah, you did. Go to the light.
This is supposed to share our screens. Ah.
Well, I mean, it's flipping back and forth. I guess it's okay.
Oh, you're not seeing me anymore?
Yeah, it's probably for the best. I'm way more entertaining.
Yeah, you might be. That's all right.
Well, you're just looking like angry IT face. I see that every day next to me.
Yeah.
It stopped flipping. It's flipping the bird.
Well,
Bird was used as a slang for chick, right? The girl.
so I should be
Stop
appearing
flipping to me now.
again.
Now we're just getting like Cait's orangutan face while she's trying to figure out the settings.
You only see Cait now. Really? Because I only see Kristen.
Yeah, I'm seeing you. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Stop flinging poo.
All right. So I think we might be back to flipping back and forth.
Oh, there we go. What? So how many words did you get written in NaNoWriMo? Does the chat on
I wrote an entire manual on YouTube Hangouts.
I wrote 6,000 words going, Cait, where are you? In the chat on YouTube. Yeah, now it's flipping back and forth. Maybe we just got to be more aggressive. What? It was built by nerds. It likes aggressive females.
That's funny because I'm not seeing the flip. Yeah, you can run a word count on here.
Well, yeah, I mean, writers lie for a living, sure. Yeah.
There we are. I can see the flipping now. Yay!
Do something like embarrassing, like adjust your bra and it'll flip.
You know, I can do the little strap snapping.
I'd do that, but I'm a triple D and someone could die. Right.
All right.
Thank you for joining us for NaNoWriMo TMI Day.
You know, it's okay. It's all right.
That's Jen. She's cool. We've already figured out you learned how to delete this, so.
I know how to.
She knows how to cover evidence, cover tracks.
You should have seen the stuff I was recording last night as I was trying to learn how to do this. I ended up.
Did Eric know he was being recorded while y'all were doing that?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was being recorded. I can go in and delete it afterwards. But I was like, yeah.
Okay. Is there a way to switch chat to like old lady Dr. Seuss font?
Let me see.
Wait, I don't have to put on my glasses.
Making me do constipation face again.
That's just natural for you.
No, it's not.
Well, it wasn't before you knew me, but yeah.
All right, fine. Yes, you have driven me to constant constipation face.
Pretty much. Hashtag winning.
Yeah.
Should I go over to WANANANO? Go, does anyone know how YouTube works? Yeah, we are doing stuff on YouTube.
Stuff and things.
I would put important stuff, but I don't have my glasses on, so it'd probably be like impotent stuff.
Well, you know,
That's probably like closer to the point.
Yeah. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a goat.
Should I go to my Facebook Hive Mind, like invite them over here?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do I give
Twitter as well.
the YouTube link?
So there's see the little share thing at the bottom here on the actual YouTube page?
Okay.
So yeah, just share that. And then, yeah, I posted to my Twitter and to WANA and my Facebook. So I'll, refresh as we go along, but. I wonder who the fourth person is on here.
My other personality.
Who?
Other personality.
I know, but. Let's see. Oh, look, I got Deirdre Knight as a suggestion to follow on Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think she'll know who I am, but I will, you know, just do the little follow thing. I know that there are some people who
That may be
definitely wanted to.
Bible.
Hi, Deb.
The fourth person is probably someone from Homeland Security.
I thought it was the NSA.
Mm,
No, we don't get to see who's watching. It's for their own protection.
probably. We started streaming 30 minutes ago. And what have you accomplished? Pretty much nothing.
Hey, I I sustained IT constipation face for at least 20 minutes. That is an accomplishment.
Yeah, Jen, when you see the panel van, just bring them coffee.
Exactly.
Cough's getting better.
That's good. The Sudafed's kicking in. Or would that be the laudanum?
5 more. People in the pharmacy have no sense of humor because she's like, well, which one do you want? I'm like, well, the generic one over there. And she's like, okay. And I was like, I need 12 more boxes. Ma'am, you're not funny. I'm like, not being funny. The other 12 boxes have worn off.
Oh, wait. Do you get the decongestant stuff? Oh.
Rarely. I have like one thing of like generic Sudafed that lasts like a year and a half. Most of the time I have to go buy more because I can't find what I did with the last one I bought. I probably do have enough to start a meth lab in this house if I ever organized.
There's the idea that you could, you did have coffee as a plan.
No, hope you broke the coffee pot.
Well, look, how different is coffee roasting from making meth,
I don't know. I just know that if my life is a story, I don't want to be derivative. There's Breaking Bad and Breaking Bad.
God. Oh, dear God, Susan. 55 inches of us.
Oh, gosh.
That didn't come out right.
Right.
Let's have a moment of angry Denny.
Excuse me, the earlier conversation about exorcisms.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Denny.
I'm going to go grab another cough drop.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to sit here and drink more coffee.
Sit there and look like IT. Susan, we're going to be entertaining in a moment. Promise.
Hey, I've been entertaining all along. Watching my constipation face is a thing of joy. Trust me, I'm freaking funny. Her cough is so loud, it actually switched back to her couch.
The back of my couch showing.
Oh, how fun. I sent out a little I sent out a little tweet saying, "Hey guys, we're being funny," and
There's the couch.
the Bennington MFA program liked it. Like, I went to Vassar, and Bennington's even like out there for us.
What do you mean out there?
Bennington is like, they don't. If Vassar is a bunch of
People
like
that live their pink.
rebellious, intellectual, liberal girls, Bennington was a bunch of rebellious, intellectual, liberal girls going naked. That's kind of what Bennington is. Like, Bennington is like hippie, you know. Bennington is the platonic ideal of progressive, like crazy, let's experiment type of stuff. I mean, some creative stuff comes out of there, but oh, yeah. Even I was like,
So Susan wants to know what the purple. No, Deborah wants to know what the purple thing is. I figure if I'm getting y'all to drink the Kool-Aid, I should drink it too. It's a caffeine drink.
you know, I actually, okay, so here's something I learned this morning. The purple Kool-Aid that they drank in Jonestown, or
Aid,
Flavor Aid. So it was laced with cyanide, and I was listening to a podcast this morning as I was getting ready, and they said,
mine has cyanide in it too because this is painful.
yeah, but they were doing an autopsy on somebody who had been poisoned by cyanide, but they didn't know it at first. But one of the pathologists in the room smelled bitter almonds, but nobody else did. Turns out somewhere between only 20 and 40% of the population has
you have to have a gene for it.
For smelling cyanide.
Yeah.
To everybody else, it's odorless.
I can't believe you didn't know that. How are we friends?
You knew that. You didn't know that.
Yes, I did. Look at the recording. I said you had to have a gene for it.
Can you roll your tongue?
Cilantro and poisons. There's a gene that makes people hate cilantro, and they so compels them to tell everyone how much they hate cilantro. Okay, cough drop, which I'm sure will pair marvelously with this Kool-Aid.
Oh God!
I know. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. So, Susan, Dad, you guys doing anything NaNoWriMo-y?
No, there's just like, we're just watching you two idiots try to get out of writing.
I will be doing my 1667. Wow, go Deb. Nice.
Well, shoot, I was hoping we get more than 5 people. Oh, maybe not, because we kind of don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's also early. A lot of people might come in later in the afternoon too.
Some people might like be writing.
Oh, who wants to be studying algebra? Our oversized personalities.
She's like, it seems full, which is polite for saying cramped. I need space. The other half of that sentence being without.
I prefer expansive.
It's all right, Deborah, because I have to put on my glasses to even see, because they don't have like old lady setting where I can put it like Dr. Seuss font. I need more light. Dude, I do. I'm like, oh.
Crem's back.
I was going to say I'm dim, but stating the obvious there. Deborah's like, thank God.
Actually, I'm going to grab my sweater.
Too open-ended. Expansive design. Sounds artsy. Why is it like flipping over when you're doing stuff like that?
Because I'm using the Yeti microphone, which picks up everything. It's going to be 65 here today.
How does that sound? I don't have the Yeti on this computer.
Your sound's fine. I mean, it's got a little bit of the tin to it.
That's my accent.
No, there's an actual tinniness behind it.
Well, I'd have to go in my room to get on the Yeti. That sounded so wrong. Wow. That was wrong on so many levels. Ride the Yeti. I don't even have my cell phone so I can like text my husband in the next room. I was doing that the other day. He's like, stop it. I'm like in the other room. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Kristen gets these moments where she's like, what are you doing? Hi, it's me. I got something funny to say. I got another funny thing to say. Here's another funny thing. Oh my gosh, listen to this. Listen to this. Oh, wait, where are you? Why aren't you calling me back? Call me. Texting.
You get me.
And then I'm like, hey, I found this really cool thing in an 11th century manuscript. And Kristen's like,
I'm glad you called. I was having a hard time sleeping. Did you do you have the Yeti in a plugged into your laptop?
Mm-hmm.
Getting a thought here. Hold up. Okay. Well, I was trying to like take my video down so that you didn't look at my couch while I went and found the other microphone. And you just keep talking and it.
Yeah, no, I'll keep talking. I'll keep talking. Talking.
It's like, can you keep breathing?
Yeah.
People are like,
I'm still here. I'm still
to listen to all this. It's been real. It's been fun. It has been real fun. I'm going to check on the microphone and then we are going to talk writing. Be right back.
I am. In fact, I'm going to do that. And while I braid my hair, because my hair has been annoying me lately and I need to, for some reason, I've never been able to reach behind my back. So like, I can't hook anything in the back. I can't braid my hair from the back. Like I am going to be forever trapped in the 80s with the side ponytail and side braid. And I'm not even very good at braiding anything. So, yeah. Woohoo! There we go. Let's see. Okay, I want to do something. Hey, look, we got another viewer. Woohoo! It's gonna be fun. Let's see. All right. I think a lot of people who want to watch are also West Coast as well. So there is that. Okay, let's share that. Yeah, no, we decided when we were doing our thing that we were going to do comedy as our main aw. You know, I had insomnia last night. I don't know why. I couldn't sleep. It was just really, Liam, could you stop coughing so the camera doesn't keep cutting to you? Oh man. And I forgot what I was going to say. That's the problem with not getting enough sleep. My brain's like, thank you for calling Invoke the Goat Industries. We value your business. We'll get back to you as soon as Kate's brain wakes up. Mm-hmm. And while she coughs, I'm going to put on.
And you get to see my couch.
Yeah, because you keep coughing.
Well, just took NyQuil, which should go really well with the Sudafed.
Dear God.
Hubby says that I can't hook up the Yeti in here without a special adapter.
What? A special adapter? Don't you just have?
Hold on. I was seeing if maybe a microphone would help. Is that helping the tinny quality? Is it helping?
A little bit, I think. Try saying something else.
He's like, I don't know because you're not saying anything.
Right?
Okay, be technical. The hell? These are the weirdest earbuds. Maybe he's got some strange earbuds.
Are you sure you're putting them in the right ears?
Shut up. No.
Hashtag, we've really got this. We've really got this.
I really don't understand where all these blonde jokes come from.
You know, I want you all to recognize that I refrained. I absolutely refrained from making any kind of blonde joke, even though she basically rolled out the red carpet for me and, you know, sent me a gilt-edged invitation. But I didn't. I did not go there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you being tech support earlier, I could have rolled out the Indian jokes, but you know.
I can make fun of my people, no problem.
Same here.
Well, you know.
And this stupid's natural.
So is my accent. I grew up. Everybody talks like this. But I also have the big Russian accent. Russian neighbor, Russian friends.
Dude, they did not get the video that we thought up before you left. That's why you got to come back.
Wait, which one? Oh,
His
yes,
only
yes, yes,
child.
yes. Used to have 2 cousins.
So I don't know if y'all were around when we were doing all those funny videos, but we came up with one for Pitch Test Dummies where it's essentially a mom doing the pitch for the daughter because the daughter's lazy and ungrateful.
Well, no, so it was for the memoir, doing a memoir genre, and you know, the daughter is like, I want to write the story of my mother, and you know, blah blah blah, and I forget how we got to the ungrateful moment.
Well, I was the one that was like, you were like behind me with a little babushka. You were like, she's ungrateful.
Ungrateful
Wants to
child.
write memoir. She does not know what life is like. Hard times.
Sometimes we eat wolf, sometimes we eat bread, sometimes we eat cousin.
Yeah, that one was really funny. I'm trying to remember. We should write some of this
I
stuff down.
probably have it in like one of those 20-minute long things we did. That's the problem. Like trying to edit those down is like very it's very intense. But I can also do the French accent because you know, I speak French. Bon, bah alors, the French accent is much less what you say and more the way you do your pauses.
And your lips. And well, you sound pretentious naturally, so you don't need the French accent.
Well, this is the funny thing, like, you know,
He's judging us all.
you tell your son he's ungrateful.
Lots of eyebrows with French.
Ah bon, bah alors, the laugh, it is a piece of merde, and then you flush.
On the bidet of life.
In the great toilet bowl of life, how you say? Comment dit-on dans le grand toilet de la vie, on n'est que une petite pièce de merde.
So this is a show of Cait showing off French.
I said in the great toilet bowl of life, all we are little pieces of shit.
She's playing on WeCat.
I am on WeCat. I am. I'm like, ugh.
I wake every day to the same tedium.
Well, j'adore le
français. Subtitles, but it's okay, Jen. They do that when we start speaking Southern.
I'm sorry, could you translate that?
Right. You going to hell. Kate's all like, where are we going and what's this handbasket for?
Why are we heading into a cornfield, Lamb? What are you doing with that pitchfork? Why do you have a pitchfork? You shouldn't have a pitchfork.
We were watching Cabin in the Woods the other night. And I love the Threshold Guardian, the Harbinger, in my own speakerphone. No. The lambs are right for the slaughter. I'm on speakerphone, aren't I?
the joke of, he's standing right behind me just never gets old. It works in so many situations. So, Jen, my husband's father is the same way. He is a North Carolina boy from Kinston, and he
Your father's what?
Eric's father.
Oh, Eric's father. I thought you said your father.
No, my father is not from Kinston, North Carolina. I can tell you that.
I want to hear an Indian accent from North Carolina.
No, Eric's father is from Kinston, North Carolina, and he speaks Southern, the dialect of Southern, the consonants optional dialect, because
y'all going out there like everything's like you got marbles in your mouth.
For example, instead of saying I'm going to the store, he's like, go store. Y'all gonna store? I don't know what y'all gonna do. I was like, what? Huh? Yeah. There are no consonants. And because I'm actually deaf, I can't hear consonants. I can't hear consonants very well because the frequency is so high. And so basically he sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher to me. Wah, 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 wah. I'm like, yeah.
That doesn't have to do with you being deaf. That's just that accent.
No,
Jen probably knows that's true. I speak truth. Well, see, people think, oh, it's a Texas accent. I'm like, have you been to Texas, seen how big Texas is? There is more than one Texas accent.
Mm-hmm.
Because I listened to Dr. Phil, and I heard like 30 seconds, Boys, North Texas. Because you get down near Houston, and you start getting the Louisiana influence. It starts sounding more Southern. So we're from Houston, and Houstonian accent is just a little bit different. It's got a twang, but it's also got the flattening of a Southern accent.
Well, it's interesting too, because in New England, you have the Boston accent, which
Knocky Mock's the cousin.
Look, you go to Cappy's to get your liquors.
Cappy's Packies.
Cappy's Packy. Jackie's Packy.
Jackie's Packy.
We drop our R's, we add R's, there's kind of just a flattening of all the sound, and then
nasally, packy.
The packy. Ah.
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 And they drop the R's. It's like the ka, isn't it?
Ah, yeah. But then you say idea. I got a good idea.
Yeah, they drop R's on certain words and add them other places to words that don't have R's.
And so
like the
linguists have found that they think the New England accent is closer to what the original 16th, 17th century common English accent was. That it was very flat, that it, had a different cadence to it. But when you go from Boston up to Maine, now Maine has a very different accent. They drop the ahs, but they say things like, instead of popcorn, they say popcorn. You got popcorn, and you can't get from here. And no, you go down the road to Route 38, and
you got Vermont.
I don't know Vermont as well, but I know like coastal Maine is very, you ask directions and you get the entire history of the town.
It's like the only Vermont joke that I know is like the two old men go out fishing, and the one guy looks at the other, he says, and I'll probably botch this, he's like, your son knocked up my daughter. And the other one's like, yeah, clumsy bastard. Last week he dropped an oar. because they're very like, you got my daughter pregnant, yeah, clumsy bastard. All I know is the southern ones. I can make fun of all of them. I get up in the Northeast and I start picking it up because my mom's from New York. So I'm in New York like 5 minutes and all of a sudden it's like I'm from there. So
well, so it's funny because I was born and raised in Indiana. So if I want to, I can really put on an Indiana accent, which is not like a Southern accent. It's got like lots of closed R's and diphthongs like that. And
diphthongs.
Then diphthong. I always feel like that's a
is
type
that
of
when you chew tobacco and wear them
diphthongs?
You wear them porn panties while doing tobacco.
Linguist porn.
Everybody who's watching this is like, what are y'all doing?
So then I learned the sort of generic Midwestern that newscasters use, which is it's the general
ice cream. Go Heather.
So here's one in Indiana. What's the difference between a pan and a pan?
They do that in Texas too. I think Indiana's just displaced Texans that got picked up in a tornado.
A pan and a pan.
A heel and a heel.
But so I've been in Boston for over 20 years now. And let me tell you, get a couple drinks in me and starts to come out.
It starts to come out.
Yeah.
Go to Dunky.
You go to Dunky. Get a regular. Now, you know
that gotta be good.
Anywhere else in the country, when you order a regular from Dunkin' Donuts, you have to specify cream and sugar. But here in Boston, when you order a regular, it comes with the cream. That is the regular. Cream and sugar is the regular.
So pansy coffee.
It's not really coffee. Anyway,
coffee.
It's kind of like we discovered how to do liquid crack.
I'm just curious if from West Texas, because that's when the vowels are really getting drawn. That's where you get the ice cream. Ice cream.
I mean, Heather, who is? I mean,
ice cream.
First of all, what student would tell on you for cussing? I mean, aren't they supposed to be like, yeah, our teacher's cussing? And yes, Jen, I will teach you all the Boston in April.
I love that Dunkin' Donuts thing you showed me with them smoking. That's my family. Cigarettes out the door. Why are they smoking outside? I'm like, oh my God, it's my family. I come from inbred up north and south. Mix swamp water and ditch pond water, and you don't get Avion.
Oh God! Once I was at a conference in Disney World, and I went out that night with there were just like 3 of us at the trade show, or 4 of us at the trade show, and 3 of us went out that night. It was me and 2 programmers. One guy was like seriously over 300 pounds. The other guy was just, an average, normal, big guy, but I'm a small size female. And we go out and we go to the House of Blues. And it doesn't occur to me that doing shots with them and trying to keep up with them is a bad idea. Oh, my 20s. But one of the shots, so the House of Blues was empty that night. And so the bartenders basically started making us shots for free. And one of the shots.
Just want to see what stupid crap he'll do.
What?
It's entertainment for him.
Yeah. One of the shots was called swamp water. I think it was good. I don't remember much about that.
Like Gatorade and Everclear. It's like the Swamp Monster.
Like I said, I'm not sure, but I do remember that I went back to the room and I wrote a press release. And I got approved. Oh, the .com days.
I don't know what that says about your writing, Cait.
It says, I am the master of the high BS quotient. No, I mean, there were times. So Dilbert used to have Dilbert.com, and they used to have a mission statement generator. And it was just this random generation of, we seek to provide the best in breed services, optimizing the blah, 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 just all the buzzwords into it. And I used to print out like 2 of those for my clients and then add in the mission statement that they were trying to write. And I was like, pick one. And they'd like pick the Dilbert one. I'm like, really? Do you know where that came from? That came from Dilbert. See, this is why I probably didn't get very far in my career. Like, you're an idiot.
It was funny for a reason. Office Space was funny for a reason.
No, Office Space gave me, I get PTSD flashbacks.
I was the Indian dude with the printer or the copier. That was me.
Yeah, I was the I don't know. They didn't really have a marketing person. But yeah, no, I was at one point my nickname became Jaded Janie, because every time they're like, we should do this. This will be so amazing. I'm like, customers don't give a merd about it. This is really hard not swearing. It's weird. Very unnatural.
We're all making Cait have to not use profanity. She has to use her words that are more than 4 letters long.
Look, written word. Written word.
Okay, so for the 6 people who are in the chat, are y'all doing NaNoWriMo, or are you just screwing off from NaNoWriMo being here?
Who's projects for Nano?
Because this is like a nano, I don't know what this is because Cait talked me into it, but I think it's NaNoWriMo related.
What are you doing?
What genre, Susan?
Ooh, Deb. As long as it doesn't have to do with algebra, I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, algebra. I'm like, stop trying to find your ex. They're on Facebook. It's bad for you. Why do you want to find your ex? Like, why do you want to find your ex? Yeah, Grace, I say the same thing. I'm like, well, every month's NaNoWriMo for us, but okay. I like NaNoWriMo just because there's so much writerly energy in the air. I get to watch all the baby writers on the hashtag go. Oh, it's so cute.
Like little fledglings falling off a branch.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're like, oh, I just hate it when my story just starts writing itself and the characters take over. I'm like, you're never gonna finish.
I just got a great idea. This chick, she's gonna like fight vampires, and one of the vampires is gonna fall in love with her. And so she has to decide whether she's gonna like kill him or not.
Susan's like trying to keep us behaving. She's like, I'm going to pants a romance. Do not elaborate.
Because
Is
you
that a
know what
dare?
we would do with that, Susan. You know what we are going to do with that. It's a long joke from earlier. It's taking everything I have not to go there.
Trying to find an argument for requiring maths to study law, so you can bill people. Duh.
You know, I once worked at an ad agency where we billed by the 6-minute increment.
Hell, it's even better if he's a queen and nobody knows. Different genre, but bam, dissertation done. You're welcome. Lawyers should study math so they can bill properly and not have to trust their accountants who are liars.
Well, you know, if you study math, then you'll know how to lie with statistics better and how to get yourself out of perjury charges after lying with statistics.
Yeah, see, romance, they start using like FM, BDSM, SAS, LOL. I don't know what that is.
Well, I can explain because I've written that, not MM, but I have written MFMM.
I've written MF plenty. Trust me. It usually has an ER at the end, but we're being clean. How to lie with statistics.
Oh, I can tell you how. First, you cheat your way through your graduate statistics class.
Dude, all statistics is cheating. Mark Twain says there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. He's right. Check it on the one is. I'll be like, what are y'all doing being all productive when we're like doing serious stuff on YouTube?
Well, you know, we are discussing serious things because statistics are serious. And I was very serious about providing free wine to my friends when they came over to, you know, have a study group. And okay, Jen, you go vote, do your duty. But so basically they would come over, do the study group, and I'd be the hostess with the mostest and copy all their homework. Oh, advanced statistics. Ugh. So yeah, I basically
statistics.
I mean,
it just jaded me for life.
Well, thank God the homework counted for more than the tests, because while I copied their homework and that was fine, I had to do the tests on my own.
Jen, you've got a smartphone. You can stay in the chat. Making excuses. You can go get in the voting booth, be like, hold that.
The voting monitors come over and they're like, how many people do you have in the booth with you?
They ask that of writers anyway. Pushing the bird. What?
So, all right. So we've got.
You're saying you can multitask. I was like, I mean, want a tribe. They're like, Jen's all like, well, they're just going back and forth with humor. I'm like, well, if you jerks had joined and like ask a question, we could talk about something else.
Mm-hmm.
To tell Walker we're gonna start talking about him being single if he doesn't hop in.
Spore. Yeah.
Maybe I should send out an INAG.
I think that would be fun.
We'll see.
I think you should.
All right, where's that share button? All right. How do I just, that's Facebook. Just email. No, I don't want to open my, oh, damn it. All right.
Yeah, I love the morning INAG.
Go away.
Oh, hey, Spore.
Cancel. Go away. Go away. Don't save.
Oh, go eat, Deb. Go eat.
Quit
Definitely.
mail. Okay. What's the difference between a link there? Oops. Am I still on?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm hitting buttons. I don't know what I'm
No,
doing.
wait,
I should
no.
use glasses.
Yeah, no, you're still on. You're still
I
on.
should use glasses. There are times for glasses. What's the difference between the? I guess the link's the same.
So use the one on the actual YouTube screen,
Oh, okay.
because if you just send the one that's on our Google Hangout thing where you're seeing us in real time,
No, but the share, is that the one that I send?
yes, the share link.
Well, yes, but it says share to Facebook, share to Twitter, share
No,
to.
just copy the link.
Okay, copy. Okay. I'm sending out an INAG. Yeah, see, Walker got the threat. We're gonna start talking about you being single. You don't get on. All right. I'm gonna try to be clever while I'm also doing the INAG here.
Yeah, I don't know if I can, I don't know if it's possible.
Right on YouTube live right now. Bring questions and vodka.
Or whiskey. Hi, Arjun. Ow.
Sorry, y'all are having to listen to me type. Should you mute me, Cait? Can you mute me?
Yeah, I can mute you.
Y'all can just watch me like mute type.
Yeah, hang on. I can mute you. Thou art muted. Hopefully. So, yeah, I think Kristen is muted now. So now it's just me. And I have a wand. And I know how to use it. Actually, it was pretty funny. So I went to a Halloween party on Saturday night, and I went as Narcissa Malfoy. Well, Kristen, you wanted to mute me to mute you. I can unmute you. Hang on, I will unmute you just a second. I think you have to unmute yourself. I muted you, but I can't unmute you. That's weird. Oh, I see Lamb. Okay.
I can unmute myself. I was just teasing.
Okay. Anyway, basically, I went as a Narcissa Malfoy, Slytherin extraordinaire, and it was great because usually at parties, I'm very uncomfortable as an introvert, so I struggle to find commonalities with people because I tend to be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Hey, let me tell you about this mummification process I just read about. And people are like, whoa, dude. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to go get another canapé. Why is it just showing me? Why is it just showing Kristen? That's weird. So anyway, I basically was able to walk around and insult all the guests saying muggles. And it was probably the most conversation I've ever had with people at a party. Muggles. Right? I know, but you're a writer. Most people are like, who's the creepy girl? Who invited her? You know, I'm, yeah, I tend to, I get excited. I'm a, I am not the person you want to have give you insights about trends in the general population because I'm like, who is, I have no idea. And I'm like, I was just reading about how cephalopods actually have many nervous systems in every tentacle. And that means that they are incredibly intelligent and blah, 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 blah. And people are like, okay, just about time to go. But yeah, that book is called Kraken, by the way. And it's really good. It's
As in you're smoking Kraken?
no, not smoking Kraken.
I have my Cthulhu editing pen, which Cait informed me looks mildly pornographic.
I have a letter opener.
Does you kill vampires with?
I don't know, but whoops, why isn't it switching back and forth again?
What is it like? The bad Kermit, the evil Kermit is like, hey, we're going to a party, be normal. Don't talk about serial killers. That's why I love writers' conferences. I don't know how to talk to normal people.
I don't either. It's sad.
No,
I
I
mean, it's not sad,
had to
but
plant the tree 2 days ago. I bought a tree and I was going to get someone else to plant it, but I had to do it myself because we were getting a cold front and it needed to be in the ground. So I had to go over to Lowe's, and we have a new car. So I'm getting the guy to line the bed of the SUV with all this plastic. And because I'm buying all these bags of dirt to fill the hole. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how to lay the plastic down because this is a new car. And, you got to do this ahead of time like a drill. Because if you commit a murder, you don't want to figure this out on the fly before someone calls the cops. And he just like looks at me. I'm like, I'm a writer. I'm sorry. That would have been funny to my friends.
well, here's your Denny cam if people want. He's the angry little lump who has turned his back on us.
He's like, I don't know you. He's like, I don't know you.
Well, Denny has the
You are dead to me.
You are alive to me. No, he has the best resting bitch face ever. He like throws the best shade. But
Pippa doesn't have that. She just has her Pee Wee Herman face.
Pippa is a dog. Denny is a cat.
No, Pippa thinks she's a cat. She's just dumb.
Yeah, there is that.
She really isn't. She's cute.
So I jumped on NaNoWriMo this morning and I created my project for November. And I put down Dead or Alive. And, they're like, put something down, to describe your book. I'm like, you're dead until you're not.
There you go.
Hashtag.
Yeah, I probably should go fill that out too.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like, I publish books, but I have actually win a NaNoWriMo.
Well, I used to blow through NaNoWriMo no problem. 2 years I had issues with being sick during that time of year.
Yeah, I've had life stuff happen that November's not great for me, but I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Okay, y'all start asking some questions.
Yeah. You've got us for free here.
I sent out the INAG. I was like, we're giving free life advice and you get what you pay for. So that counts as the disclaimer.
Relationship advice too.
We got 9 now, so then I got one person here. Oh, Lord.
So, I am actually teaching a class in. I'm just going to ignore that, Walker. I'm teaching a class in 2 weeks called the Sticky Middle. I use Scrivener, but there's also a really fun app called Write or Die. And it is like just a super basic editor, and it has a countdown, and you set a word goal that you want to reach in whatever amount of time. And you can set it up so it either rewards you or it
Sends people to kill you at the end of the day.
can't take the pressure. Yeah, I've tried it a couple times. I'm like, I get very stressed out by it. But I use Scrivener. I don't use all the features on Scrivener. I'm sure like I could probably use it to launch missiles and stuff if I really wanted to. But I find it's a good way to sort of track my word count through the progress of the chapter and just keep notes on what I'm writing.
Who needs notes? I'm trying to adjust the.
This is my Xandro chapter outline. Okay.
Oh, the which one?
So
sorry for moving.
This is I broke the chapter into its middle end, who's in, who's out, what the point of it is, what the but then moment is.
Y'all are gonna have to enjoy my couch for a minute. I gotta get a table to put this on because I'm putting it on my interesting couch and I'm getting a crick in the neck. I'll be right back.
Well, that just means it's all me.
Jesus, take the wheel. Where am I? I was trying to mute myself.
Actually,
there we go.
So Kristen, when she when she kidnapped me, I had no idea it was actually going to turn into a writing collaboration like this. But somewhere in the middle, I also did like another collaborated story, which thank God is no longer published because my half was okay. My half had like full correct English sentences, and the other half was like, whoa, I had no idea you could. Well, no, I did have an idea that people could write that badly and still publish. This is why I am just a little bit bitter about Amazon, because it's like, what happens to the English language? What happens to the care we take with prose and stories when we're just like, I wrote 60,000 words, publish? Like, really, is what you are writing contributing anything? And, one thing I always notice is reviews. So a lot of the KDP self-publishing folks I know have these intense advanced reader copy street teams, and they have, hundreds of people on these lists who read and leave reviews ahead of time in order to, boost sales and boost ratings. And they're always like 5 stars. But here's the thing. 80% of those reviews have typos, major word usage mistakes, incomplete sentences. Some of them are barely literate, frankly. And am I being kind of bitchy here? Yes, I am. But that's Somebody has to be. Somebody has to call the lack of quality onto the carpet and be like, go stand in the corner and think about what you have done. You know, and I see a review like that. And I'm like, why am I going to actually read something that somebody who can, I don't know. It just really, really turns me off. It used to be a review was given for something that was truly extraordinary, that you just loved so much you wanted to say something about it. Now it's just another algorithm game. And that's sad. It's just really sad. You know, I think I trying to get back to my happy place. Happy place. Because happy. Yeah. Wow, it is like really gray and nasty out here, even though it's almost 60 degrees. But anyway, Kristen is the first writer whose quality and style slash voice matches my own. And
Ditto.
you know, our writing is very, sometimes it's hard to tell who wrote what. You know, we're just, we flow into each other.
Which sounds very carnal.
Hey, you're the one who insisted on the hostage taking.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Because I hadn't seen your writing yet, so I have good instincts.
You did. You know that.
Seriously, y'all, I had her like as my co-author before I'd even seen her writing.
And I remember when I sent you the Devil in Millie Creakenbeak, and you called me, and I was driving back from Long Island, seeing a friend of mine back to Boston, and you know, Kristen was talking, and I got lost. I spent an hour and a half trying to get back on the highway on Long Island.
Okay, you need to tell them why you got lost, or it just makes me sound like a jerk.
No, but well, I mean, Kristen was like, yeah, you'll do as a writing partner. You'll do, pig. You'll do. And I mean,
actually, in Walker, we are responsible for certain characters, but say we'll hit a wall, I'll be like, Cait will be like, I can't get anywhere with, you know, Dr. X. You take over, or I'll hit a wall with my bounty hunter and send it over to Cait for her to unstick where I am. So we're predominantly responsible for certain POVs, but we do a passover.
Mm-hmm. And also we at this point we know these characters so well that, you know, while I don't have the ease with the Western sort of, you know, bounty hunter, like, you know, I don't have a natural facility for that. Just like Kristen's like, yeah, I'm not writing a 19th century Parisian debutante. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Cait was like getting all verklempt. She's like, I don't know if I can do this novel. And I'm like, you are not quitting. I will kill you. I will.
I wasn't going to quit.
If you make me write a girly Parisian chick, you dead. There's no question, dead or alive. It's dead. That's the answer. You.
But, you know,
sorry. Which is funny because I've got enough makeup on for 6 people. I am the Barbie head, and I'm like, don't you write a girly character?
Yeah, I'm like, I texted Kristen a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I bought fake eyelashes.
She's like, to the dark side.
My work here is done.
You have to learn how to do your makeup off YouTube, not Instagram. Instatramp.
Instantramp.
Instatramp.
Yeah.
Go
No.
to YouTube.
When I went to see Kristen, she's like, we're going to have fun. I'm like, what are you going to do to me? And she's like, oh, just sit there.
No, Cait made the mistake of saying, I thought about being blonde, but I can't pull it off. And I was like,
no, we are totally going to use one of those and put me on a votive candle and turn me into the Madonna.
Make the picture insane of writer's block.
I am the Madonna of the manuscript.
Dude, I wish we could upload photos here because that is funny. Pictures of her as the blonde, and like I put this filter over it. We got to figure out where we can get you put on like Catholic votive candles.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good
Baptist votive candles.
Yeah. No.
Baptist.
But yeah, it's actually, I find when I've gone back and read our earlier chapters versus what we do now, there was more of a difference between us when we first started.
And we are now one mind, which should just scare the hell out of all y'all.
What's the Vulcan mind meld? But a lot of it, it's taken, pretty much 3 years, and I don't know how many thousands of hours of making goat noises at each other. We here at Invoke the Goat Industries appreciate your business. Please.
Yeah. Not really.
But, Kristen and I each have our,
we became a shared consciousness. There was plenty of room.
We don't have a problem with this, do we?
No, not at all.
We have no problems.
I was trying to find the part that we kind of hive-minded. Or which part? I mean, kind of all.
Which part?
Yeah.
But I mean, what I think is interesting is that Kristen usually takes plotting technique and beats me about the head and ears, and I apply like little nitpicky details, consistency, logic things to certain facts and flow and whatever.
She hits me with logic.
She's like, and then I'm like, wait, no, but does it happen like that? So
you've heard of the song, She Blinded Me with Science, She Bludgeoned Me with Logic.
Mm-hmm. But that's what makes our partnership so good. It's not because we're so alike, it's because we're so different.
Well, that, and I think that at various points, I tend to think more macro and Cait's more micro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, I think, Kristen's got a really amazing sense of pacing, and I focus on, more on like the prose crafting of it.
Walker, I'm really, I like to say it's a plotzer. We get like the main tent posts of where we're heading. We tried a detailed outline when we first did this.
Yeah, sometimes it's going to go in like the Dead or Alive encyclopedia.
Yeah.
When they produce the TV show and, in production, the bonus materials.
Well, in fairness, I mean, this book is taking a long time to write, but I knew that I wanted to do a Western, but writing historical was extremely intimidating. And Cait has been an excellent instructor learning how to write historical.
Well, and even
I do stuff I don't want to.
Well, even I stepped out of my comfort zone with historical because my focus is Western European historical. And to jump into the American West, I mean, yeah, I took AP US history, but
I didn't even have that. Like, all I knew about the West was like John Wayne movies.
So what did I do? I went and, oh gosh. Oof. I got books. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got tons of books on.
I even have so many I gave.
The one she doesn't have there, she left with me.
So we've got lotions, potions, and deadly elixirs. This is basically frontier medicine in the American West. And it's a lot of fun. And it will do no harm to try it. The Home Remedies Diary of Elias Slagle, 1859. And let me tell you, I'm pretty sure it will do harm to try some of these. Although it does say a certain cure for asthma. This is said to be a certain cure for that distressing complaint, the asthma. In any quantity, say a quart of apple brandy.
Doesn't cure your asthma, you just no longer care you have it.
Much common salt will dissolve. When this is done, it is ready for use. Take 3 tablespoons full per day, 1 before each meal. Several sufferers by this disease have been effectually cured by this recipe. Yeah, but then they die of like cirrhosis of the liver afterwards. Indian doctor. So much to be done. Women settlers on the mining and ranching frontier. The House of Rain, which is about the Anasazi. Also another Anasazi book. And this one, which is a lot of fun, the Arizona Diary of Lily Fremont, who was the daughter of the governor of Arizona from 1878 to 1881, which is exactly the time period.
Okay, who activated her nerd setting? Like, it stopped.
But because we're also dealing with food, I have the Little House on the Prairie cookbook, which is not just about like all the recipes from the books, but it's okay, fine, I will stop. I had 2 more books to go through.
Just 2 more books. You know, she got more than 2 books, trust me. She's lying.
Well, more if you count.
Well, like, and the thing, we're actually having quite a lot of an advantage. You know, first of all, it's a challenge because the history of the West is not actually very well documented.
No, it is not. It is very
so on one hand, that makes it tough to write, but on the other, we can screw up more because there's not a lot of evidence to prove we're wrong. So like my bounty hunter, we do know that there were female bounty hunters because the West actually was probably as close to an egalitarian culture as one could get. I mean, they didn't care what color you were, what religion, what sex, as long as you earned your keep, no one cared. You know, black people, white people, you know, they didn't care as long as you did your thing. But and we do know there were female bounty hunters. The downside is that how bounty hunters were effective was by maintaining anonymity. So unless they went on to become like famous sheriffs or law people, there's not a lot documented about Old West bounty hunters, and that was to make them effective at bringing in bad guys.
And on my side, I've got you know, a character whose whole family, you know, they lived through the siege of Paris and the Commune. And, you know, I mean, I'd studied that period. It wasn't my real focus in school, but I hadn't realized just how many people died. in 1 week in the Paris Commune. And so first, from July of 1870, when the Prussians invade northeastern France and then basically slaughter their way down to Paris, they formed the siege ring around Paris in September of 1870. And the French government had been preparing Paris for this, and they filled the Bois de Boulogne with, all kinds of farm animals like sheep and chickens and cows and pigs. And, they thought they were going to be able to last out the siege with all of these, and they had stockpiled flour. Turns out the siege began to last a lot longer. And now you've got them getting into the cold season of, October, November, December. And they actually ended up slaughtering a lot of the animals at the zoo in order to eat them, with the exception of the hippo.
Okay. They draw the line at the hippo.
They did. They drew the line at the hippo, but they, the French would refer to it as the year they ate the zoo for Christmas. And, it turns out that they would eat rat. You would think that they would eat rat, but rat actually takes a lot of work to make palatable, apparently. Who knew? So it's far more common to eat horse or dog because that was just more gamey flavored versus rodent. Yeah. So, and you've got people who are trading anything and everything for food. You've got people who've had their growth stunted because of, the malnutrition. And then in January, for 11 days, the Prussians decide they really just want to go home because it sucks camping out in the winter outside of Paris. And so they start shelling Paris, and nobody knows when, the bomb is going to drop. They would send like 300 shells a day over the walls into Paris. So you could be walking down the street. You could be going to a funeral of somebody who died from a shelling the day before. And, you
die from irony.
So you could die.
And then you get shelled on the way to a funeral. Sorry. That's funny.
Too soon?
Too soon? Sorry. What's interesting is how much we both learned about history, which you would have thought she went to Vassar, she didn't have anything left to learn, but then like how to be normal. But or fake it really well.
Somebody
but even trying to do character backgrounds, because my quote unquote, you think he's a villain, Dr. Herodotus Dixon, I had to go do his background, and that they were immigrants over from the Netherlands. Well, why were they coming, and what happened to them, and how did they end up in this situation? And so you have to see how all this history fits together, like what's happening in Paris, but there's this global theater at the time of, because our characters are from all different places. So because we had to make it extra complicated. So Dixon's family's running away from the Netherlands because the Netherlands keep getting basically conscripted by Napoleon. They're either fighting for France, or they're fighting for England, or they're off fighting in Indonesia over coffee. And so they were starting another war in Indonesia, and the dad's like, we're not going to make it through another round of conscription. So they left. So we're having to study what was going on in the Netherlands and Paris. And, then Dr. von Markstein is Prussian. So,
and Dr. von Markstein is actually, he was a lieutenant in the Prussian army that was encamped in the siege outside of Paris. And so, when the French government finally surrenders, the Prussians demand that they get to walk down the Champs-Élysées, which is a huge, I mean, you've seen the iconic picture of Hitler walking down the Champs-Élysées. Well, there's a reason he chose to do that. It's because they did it in 1871, and it's just more salt in the wound. So after they have their little parade, and at which none of the Parisians came out, like it was, the streets were empty. It was crazy. 3 months later, in March, conditions are still so bad, even though food is starting to come in. They have a massive workers' revolt, which is the Parisian Commune, and it's like a second little French Revolution, only bloodier, because in they call it Bloody Week, the final week of the Commune in May of 1871. I think something like 30,000 people were killed. 30,000 in 7 days. Now, compare this to
That is what the ring, 7 days.
But compare this to the height of the French Revolution, during the Terror, and the entire span of the Revolution, 3,000 people were killed. Okay?
Yeah, but the French Revolution just did better branding. Instead of Bloody Week, it was...
Yeah, well, look, you kill a king, you get some attention. They didn't have a king to kill.
It's the guillotine.
They fired him, once the war started.
It's the guillotine.
But literally, there was bombing, Frenchmen bombing Frenchmen. The government forces outside the city were bombing Paris yet again. So you have this family stumbling out of war and starvation and civil unrest and death everywhere. And they flee to America thinking that, okay, we're going to get a good break. And then stuff happens and they end up.
Nope. It's fiction. No, you don't. No break for you.
No break for you. Ungrateful characters.
Okay, so for those who are watching, I mean, we've been talking about Dead or Alive, but this is a write-in. What projects are you working on? Do you have questions? Are you stuck somewhere? Is there anything that we can help with?
Oh, and I'm going to mute myself for a second and step out, and I will be right back.
No, she's threatening us again. Because we really did, or this was Cait's idea. No, I mean, we created this so that you had a way of having interface with us. Do you have questions regarding your plot, your log line, your genre, branding, industry trends? I just came back from Cruising Writers and spent like a whole week hanging out with an editor from St. Martin's and, literary agents. So if you guys want to know where everything's, y'all are awfully quiet. It's too early in the morning for y'all. You're either right. All the ones that are perky are writing. Maria, what I like to do is I go write a treatment for other ideas. I'll write a synopsis and then file that away. And then I just have to decide this is the one that I'm working on. And this, and I keep calling you Maria. Why do you put Maria there if you want to go by Grace? You're confusing me. Angie, but you're a very prolific writer. I mean, you've been with us from the get-go with the tribe and the chats, and I love having you around because you're just a steamroller. But a lot of this has to do with discipline, that we just have to decide that we're going to do it whether we feel like it or not. It's one of the reasons I do encourage writers to blog, is because it trains the self-discipline necessary for this profession. And that isn't something a lot of people want to hear. And we were mentioning earlier that, I enjoy NaNoWriMo because there is so much creativity and energy and enthusiasm in the air for the first 2 weeks. Then it's just mostly sadness. But at the same time, there's very few professions that require the level of discipline to be successful in. It isn't like, for the most part, at least when you're starting out, the only one that's going to hold us to deadlines is ourselves, or go make mean friends. But and I know that it is hard sometimes, because when you're stuck in one work, it's very tempting because you want to flip over and work on something else. And I have written more than one book simultaneously. I enjoy doing that, but I find I'm more effective if I work, say, like on a fiction and a nonfiction. That's actually how I wrote The Devil's Dance and Rise of the Machines, the social media book. Is that half the day in the morning I worked on social media, in the evening I worked on fiction. So I was switching sides of the brain.
I'm back.
Yeah, the next thing always does seem better than the current thing. And even when you go pro, you hit places that you just have to fight your way through.
Yeah, I have, I don't just have,
Plot Bunny Nursery. Yep.
I don't just have a Plot Bunny nursery. I have a franchised chain of Plot Bunny nurseries. And what I find is that over time, I've learned to let them percolate, because not every idea needs to be written. And what I find is, over time, a lot of my ideas find their way to each other, and they
coalesce.
They evolve and they grow together and they come together. So like 6 ideas that I've had might come together to form all the different aspects of one story.
Well, I mean, and sometimes if they're not strong enough for a book in and of themselves, they may make an excellent subplot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the problem that you and I see as editors is that people think that every Plot Bunny deserves to be written.
No, they don't.
There are many that should never see the light of day.
Yeah, there's a lot of books that should never see the light of day too.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, I wrote one. It's over there. I'd read it to y'all, but I like you. I'm trying to get this where you're not getting like blinded by the light. Dude, they taught me into karaoke on the Carnival cruise.
Oh, my God.
Where's that? I know, right? Me singing. It was probably pretty horrific.
And you're sure you didn't summon anything? Like, you made sure that there was the salt circle around you before you started singing?
They probably ran back to hell where they came from. Yeah.
Yeah, forget Jesus. All we need is lambs singing.
Just get me to sing. They're like, the lamentations of billions of tormented souls are better than that. What did I mean, I taught sorry, I've slept since then.
Lamentations.
So, it was awesome. Lamentations, the Book of Lamentations.
I win the internet today.
Dude, I'm using that. I don't know how, but
yeah.
No, I mean, I taught obviously plot, character, social media, branding, and I get the normal stuff from authors. Oh, we don't want to blog. And I'm like, okay, don't. We're gonna make you. You've had this MG. What's MG?
Marie Grace.
Oh.
Oh, or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, one of the things that I find helps me stay put, but in the seat.
I love how it just flips over for me adjusting my glasses.
So one of my tricks for staying focused and not running off to be like squirrel is painting my nails. Because if I do it right and I let each coat dry completely, then I have a much better chance of not.
That's the weirdest advice I've ever heard in my what?
Yeah.
Don't y'all, we are professionals, I promise.
No, but it works. It works. If you have ADD like me and you're like, whoa, I gotta go change the laundry. Well, no, you can't do that because your nails are wet. The only thing you can do.
Walker's like, I'm never gonna get married now.
Well, you can always buff your nails, Walker.
He's got a cat. Paint bullets nails.
Yeah, exactly.
And then blog about it.
Well, if he paints Bullet's nails,
get it on camera.
Writing his obituary.
Get it on camera, and then he won't have to sell any books because it will be an internet sensation. He'd kill you. Yeah, he probably would. Really? Yeah, you're not Scandinavian.
Yeah, I think part of my compulsive neatness came from the dark place of
the dark place.
Well, it was the dark place of my 10 years of sleeping with the enemy style marriage, where literally stuff had to be exactly so. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to fold the laundry now. Blah, blah, blah.
Heather's at least being honest. Yeah, hubby can tell when I'm procrastinating because this house is like you could perform surgery anywhere.
Although it's funny, I remember when we were on the phone going back and forth and plotting, you were doing a lot of cleaning.
Like, well, I'm ADD, so I can't think and sit still. That's probably why this is like hard.
Well, and when I'm on the phone with you or on the phone period, I get up and pace. Like that's how I get my 10,000 steps, in a day.
Like if we could do this and I could like fold laundry at the same time, I'd probably be more brilliant.
Not saying you can't. Just saying.
Yeah. We're airing enough dirty laundry.
Did you really?
Dirty laundry.
Did you really? Really?
What?
No,
dude, you're the one that made me wake up to try to be funny in the morning.
Hey, I'm not saying you have to be funny. I just said you have to be here. But I think we ought to combine the Lamentations and the Madonna of the manuscript, and the gospel of.
Dude, I wish I could put it. I wish I could like attach a picture of that in the chat. That would be awesome.
I know. I know. But I did find a place that sells like like those tall devotional candles that you can actually get labels printed on. So yeah, just saying that is in the works.
I need panty liners so we can print on the strip. Gonna be a while. Scan the QR code and read a sample chapter.
Okay, the coffee idea was bad enough.
My coffee idea is awesome.
Yeah, but panty liners?
Panty pros for the published professional. Why settle for your weed wallets when you can get in her pants? Some people see a disposable strip. I see a place for advertising, padvertising.
Advertising. Oh my.
What?
Hey, look.
At least it's more creative than crapping up the Twitter feed with buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
it is.
creative.
You
Yeah.
know, it's so funny. Like I
Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, the Immortals Part 2 sale ends soon. It's okay.
right? It's like,
Man, these people that automate and they use the my wanna hashtag, and just like I wish there was a way to like zap them through the screen.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can't stand the automation. Like if I see people automating that stuff, it's like, mute. I don't unfollow, but I will mute.
Well, the problem with the hashtag when they start spamming the hashtags that I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like I can report them or block them or whatever for my own feed, but they're crapping up the entire my Wanna feed, which used to be awesome. We've recreated it somewhat with Wanna Tribe, but Wanna Tribe is a closed system.
Mm-hmm.
And why it was really amazing when it was on Twitter was because we were chatting back and forth so much that actually Twitter would throttle us because it thought that we were bots. But
Mm-hmm.
we were just having a lot of fun, and we would have like Sharknado parties and do rice sprints and all that. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been trying to beat the bots on there, but I just can't outpace them. And then they got all their friends that'll retweet for them, and it's buy my book, and it's like 17 hashtags, and it's automated, and I can't tweet enough to outpace them.
Like,
And
whenever I follow somebody new now, I will follow them, but I will turn off their retweets. I don't want to see retweets. I just want to see what they have to say. And even if that means I miss something, but
yeah, but the thing is it's so hard to find real people on Twitter
mhm,
anymore. Even when I did the cruising writers, and we had big New York agents, editors there, and New York actually used to be very pro Twitter, and they're just like it's when I was at Thriller Fest in 2012 was when Twitter first started allowing an automation function, and I was like, you just killed Twitter, thank you.
yeah.
And because then you get writers that start defending it, and they're like, well, I only schedule for like once a day, and I'm like, okay, but the problem is it's like army ants, and then when you've got 100 million, 2 million people doing the same thing. I mean, I know that's what happened with the my Wanna hashtag. Is God bless the Wannas, they're like, well, I'm only scheduling it once a day, and I'm like, well, that's fine, but don't use a hashtag.
Yeah.
But they would put the my Wanna hashtag. Then what happens is, well, you only need 10 or 20 Wannas doing that before the whole my Wanna hashtag was just automation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it's a shame because when it was open to Twitter, because we were having so much fun, regular everyday people and other writers are like, oh my gosh, this is where the fun is. And so they're like, what's wanna mean? Well, we're not alone. We abduct them into the hashtag, and it was very, very dynamic, and we actually just had so much fun on there. It was not uncommon for us to be trending on Twitter. But when I was at the Cruising Writers, listening to the presentations from those who are out of New York, they're like, yeah, the Twitter is just pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
So Walker, I'm sorry that your agents are telling you to build the Twitter following, because I mean the problem is that people really just aren't interacting on there. I mean, I'll go look at who's said things to me, my mentions or tweeted, and I try to check and see if I'm following them. And it used to be I would get new people quite a lot, but that's died down because
Mm-hmm.
people are, now it's all, oh, go to Instagram. And well, it's like, well, Instagram is going to be awesome until it isn't. So that's why when I was doing the social media branding presentation, I still focus on the blog. The blog's been around since before the internet, since the internet was new. And it isn't going anywhere. And people, you'll see posted on Facebook, the book is dead, ironically written in a blog.
Hashtag too soon.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm speaking to the writers, and you get and I'm not instructing you to do anything you don't already need to do. You should have an author website.
Mm-hmm.
You should have that. And what the blog is simply doing is it's making that first page dynamic so that you start getting search engine credit. And I'm like, you don't have to like write Pulitzer winning material. You put a funny meme and write a paragraph on it. But one of the things that I've been hearing lately that actually makes me feel better is that New York's finally actually saying things I've been saying for a while, which makes me feel better. Because the new trend was to go get on Instagram. And I was like, you're not a photographer. You're not a graphic designer. If you're blogging, you're attracting an audience who likes words. They like to read. And so recently, one of the big wigs out of New York said the same thing. They said, actually, of all the social media, blogging is probably the best because you own it. It lasts. It doesn't get sold. It doesn't go away if it's on your site, and it attracts people who like words.
I like words.
Well, I mean, Instagram is really for people that are, they're looking at pictures or little, short clips.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work. And so when I'm doing the presentation, you get, the face. And I'm like, well, I goof off obviously on Facebook. Y'all have seen that probably. I'm like, I'm not telling you not to go have fun on Instagram or have fun on Facebook, wherever. It's just that isn't your home base because we don't control it, that it could get sold. It isn't troll proof. They've had people that just for whatever reason gather together. We don't like you, report you to Instagram, and poof, everything you built's gone.
Yeah, no, they did that with a lot of erotica authors on Facebook. Yeah. And not even erotica authors, just, regular romance authors. They'd post, a picture of a shirtless guy or, a cover that had cleavage on it, and they'd get turned into the Facebook police. But it's interesting because
what was interesting, sorry for interrupting, about Goodreads, what was interesting is actually other authors were doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not in competition. I mean, books are not so cost prohibitive. People can't buy more than one. Mm-hmm. But you would have groups of authors that were like these mean girl groups basically going and trolling the competition off of Goodreads or grouping together and reporting them and getting their stuff taken down.
Yeah, they were one-starring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that. They were doing that on Amazon too. And, great. Thanks for opening up that can of worms with self-publishing, Amazon, and not thinking it through. Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Yeah. Grace, MG. She moderates some groups that I'm like, is that like a writers group or you teaching like preschool? Mm-hmm. Well, and you don't want to try telling us the drama. I'm like, you just go put them in timeout.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know like one or two people who still use Goodreads, but what I was going to say is a lot of the research that has been coming out about
someone's cousin Ray still uses Goodreads.
My cousin Daryl, my other cousin Daryl.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. MG could totally write like a series, like like along the line of Gossip Girl, just off these groups she moderates.
Ponytail flip.
These are grown people. Really?
Oh yeah, because everybody's an author, so they, you know, they're artists. Okay.
Where's my glasses? What was the one that I did? Did we ever put that one up? The literary author who was pitching.
Wait, which literary one?
Yeah, I had like my hair back. I
Wait,
was
which
like,
one are you talking about?
when we were doing our funny films and we were
Right.
doing pitch test dummies, and I was pitching my literary fiction. You
Oh,
were like, so what genre do you write? And I'm like,
literary one together because oh yeah, no,
it was what we did together, because you were like, so what genre do you write? I was like, I don't
refuse to be
write genre.
genre.
It's literary, and it's representative of the monolithic photosynthetic paradigm that is shifting into the metadata of the new algorithm. And you're like, do you
And
even know what those words
I had
mean?
the no button.
Yeah, you have the no button.
Yeah. You know, I think we got to do one where I have the no button in one hand and then that was easy button in the other
Right,
hand.
the easy button. All late.
Am I going to accept this book for publication? No.
She's like, make it stop. Yeah, it was awesome because I have like no makeup and, you know, the edgy glasses and Coca-Cola earrings and
hold out the literary snob. Oh, hang on. I gotta fix my washer. It's shaking.
Jen wants to know what she missed, so we got to start over from what, an hour ago. We were talking about our process. We've all met that writer. Yeah. It's why I like WannaTribe, because I can be the benevolent dictator. Yeah, right? Okay, shh, stop talking about Jen. She's back. Following you on Google Earth. Stupid cough, man. Texas, it's fall. MG can back me up. Seriously, Grace, you could do like a whole series off that nonsense you get in your group. Reviving yourself through food. It's a casserole resurrection. Deborah, where are you from? It's somewhere foreign because she said maths. You're already trolled. Yeah, that's what, when I speak, people, when they tell me that I write literary fiction, I'm like, which is code for I have no friggin' clue how to plot. No, yeah, I mean, it's just, I like using a lot of words from the thesaurus that haven't been used since the late 17th century. Right? We gotta make friends from Australia so we know what's happening tomorrow. It just flips over to like the empty chair with Kate's. No, I mean, I think everything, it swings on a pendulum, and that's what I was hearing at the, you know, mini conference, essentially, that you know, the agents and editors, it's just like, it's common sense, people. Like, we didn't like people that were angry all the time and yelled and were pissed off all the time in like the 70s. We don't like them now. Why would we want that on social media? It makes no sense.
So I am proposing that in a few minutes we take a little break for lunch and try and get some words in. And then,
do you want to like maybe pick this up in the evening? Because we've been like talking to the same 9 people for 2 hours. Poor things.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Like we'll pick it up after 5.
You know, something like that. Y'all can think of questions in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean it's fun. We're figuring out the technology, but
it'll get better. It'll get better. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, as you start watching the numbers go down, I'm like, okay, this is starting to hurt my ego. Can we stop now?
Hey, we've had a consistent audience. I'm just saying.
We've had a consistent audience of 9 people. Thank you, the 9.
More than the 2 subscribers we had when we first started.
We had 11 at one point. 2 people left.
Yeah. Well, you know, we actually have over 25. I think we have like 25 subscribers now, which,
nice.
You know, a week and a half ago, we didn't.
Yeah. So y'all subscribe before you leave.
Yeah, please. Because once we get to 100, we can actually do youtube.com/Reynolds and Lamb. We can't, our channel is 26 subscribers. Awesome.
Yay. No, thank you guys. I mean, I know this is a test run. We were trying to figure out the tech. It's also kind of getting our brains to meld with that. We're watching, there's a lot of lag. So it's like trying to watch yourself a really bad Kung Fu movie. So, but over the day, I hope that you will join us in the evening. Maybe you can percolate over some questions. Do you have, where is publishing going? What is the trend of social media and branding? Do you have specific questions about your book that you don't mind being recorded on YouTube? Because the whole purpose of why we're here is to serve you guys, and because we like to hear ourselves talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's half, talking about writing, half self-aggrandizing.
Oh, before we go, so we've got a test group of 9 people. Woohoo! So, man, Cait's like, I came up with the name of our podcast inspired by Cait, who talks me into doing all kinds of stuff I don't want to do, and vice versa. So, our idea for our podcast is going to be called BFF, Bad Friends Forever. So we're like the unself-help channel.
Unhelpful.
No, it's like real self-help. It's like that friend that it doesn't like call you. They're like, oh yeah, well that happened because you're stupid.
Yeah, because bad friends make the best friends.
Well, like, as all great stories start with a bad idea. But yeah, so bring your writing questions. So I was throwing that out there, see if, because I was coming up with episodes. I was like, we could do a whole session on assholes. So people that ask for advice and then do exactly the opposite of what you told them to, and then want to complain. But so we're going to be bad friends forever. And so yeah, over the day, think about the work you have in progress, something that maybe you have down the pipeline that maybe isn't robust enough yet to be a book. So
the podcast will be launching in January, and will be, on iTunes, obviously, but probably Spotify, Stitcher.
Ideally, all the big places.
All the regular places. But believe me, with as 2 people as shy and modest and retiring as we are, I know it's going to be hard to find out when we're going to launch it.
The biggest challenge is finding something to say.
I don't like to talk about myself.
I want to write a memoir, but I don't like to, like.
I don't want it to be about me.
Yeah. Yeah, one more social media gripe. They're like, well, I can't do social media because I'm just not that interesting. I was like, well, then you're probably a really crappy writer and should just stop.
Unless it almost gets you arrested.
Because if you're not good at entertaining, that's kind of the profession. And social media really is just, we observe life, we pay attention. It's, we like a lot of different things. And I'm like, if you are interested in a lot of things and varied, then probably just don't choose writing.
Grace,
be an accountant.
we are recording using GarageBand. That seems to be the standard that people suggest you use. And then the service, basically you just need to,
there's good tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah, there are lots of hosting services out there that will host your podcast, so then you can upload and distribute. So it really just depends. We're in the, we're starting the production of it. So when I get closer to figuring out the distribution.
Actually, Grace, I can send you a link. There's a guy on YouTube that actually does a really good series on podcasts. And like, I understood him. And
miracle of all.
Well, one of my projections, and this was echoed by the agents and editors, is I've stuck by the blog because the blog doesn't change. And the reason I am going along for the ride with the podcast as well is because I think the dynamic social media, because it's become like a nonstop rage porn, hate channel, spam channel, people are kind of pulling away from that and going more to the blog or the podcast because they can comment in those forums or they can comment on the blog. Whereas when you get on Twitter or Facebook, you're just open to the rage. And I think that the reaction to that is people are actually doing more podcasts and blogs.
They can also control the volume of content coming at them. A lot of the social media studies that have been done over the past year or so are saying that people are literally migrating away from being everywhere on every single social media site, and people are going back to almost being like a little bit tribal.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wait. Someone said this in a social media book somewhere.
You think? But
well, and the other thing is on a blog or a podcast, you have the people that are doing the blog or the podcast can act as gatekeepers to keep away people that can't act right. That's like, my blog, this is the adult table. And if you're a digital peek your nose and you're going to be disrespectful, you're going to get booted.
Yeah.
You can disagree. And I've had people that I had to trash the comment. And if they're regulars, I'll email and go, hey, if you reword it, I'll approve it. But that can make you troll food and just stop. So I think people are migrating to areas following individuals, as I think Susan said. Someone did. I don't have glasses on.
We're just frankly overwhelmed with, we're getting overwhelmed with too much input, and our brains, we are literally reaching the saturation point for human cognitive capacity for non-essentials. So,
well, I don't know if it's yes, we're getting saturated, but it's that when you go on Twitter, it's spam, ads, or rage. Everybody's pissed off all the time. So it's the kind of content we're also getting. We're getting saturated not only with just too much content, but the bad stuff. We're getting ill off spam and rage.
Well, and Facebook these days, I feel like, is turning into it's the next email. Everybody has a Facebook account. Do you check it all the time? No, we don't always check it all the time. Yeah. And so
yeah, because you can wash dishes or you can do other things instead of being at a computer. I
exactly.
actually listen to podcasts while I'm at the gym on the stair climber.
And you say I'm the nerd.
Fair point.
All right. So I think we are going to break for lunch. It is noon, and
Yeah.
we
Thank
will
you, 9 people. You're
we will
very
send
dedicated.
out a little woohoo. Um, well, we'll be happy to share some of our favorite podcasts with y'all
When you come back
when you
tonight.
come back. Yes. So, and also even then, we'll have we'll list them on our websites and stuff like that. So I am going to go ahead and end our
So
broadcast.
go be geniuses. And we'll see you over on Wanna Tribe in
And
the
thank you
sprints.
all for your time. And let's go get some words.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.